Let's move on to another Western team.
Huh?
Let's move on to another Western team that's having a little issues, like the Nuggets.
Yeah. Oh, you want to talk about the Nuggets? Yeah, we're going to talk about the Nuggets and Nikola Jokic's emotional problems. He just got ejected yesterday. And I got to tell you, the reason I wanted to talk about this because I have a personal problem with it. Yeah. I had a parlay down. I had bet $100 that Jokic and three other guys. Oh, Monte Morris was the other, and it was like two guys from other games that they were going to hit their overs for their projections. I think Mitchell and Brunson were the others. So Mitchell, Brunson, and Morris had all hit their overs, and we're going into the fourth quarter. They're down 20. The Nuggets are to the Warriors, and Jokic needs to get 3 points, and I win $1,000. And guess what? This motherfucker does to my degenerate ass. He gets himself ejected, and I don't get the payout because he could have scored 3 points in the fourth quarter. And beyond that, beyond my personal issues, he was tied in 10th for techs this year, and he was 11th last year. He had 3 ejections this year. Like, he's just turning into an emotional baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. He's getting frustrated. You see it actually. I think it's becoming more of a big man issue. You see that stuff with Joel, and you're starting to. I mean, we've always seen
Joel and Cat are like top 5 for techs this year.
You start to see it with these centers that run the offense, or if not a major part of the offense. And Vucevic has had his struggles. Granted, he's never been a hot type of player, but he's that type of complaining. Not saying he's one of the top centers, but he is one of the very most talented centers in the league. And Shaq made a great point. Obviously, he was a center in this league for a very long time, and he said there's just this unspoken rule that you're not allowed to use all your strength as a center. So when you get a smaller player and you back them down and they just flap and fall over, they'll get the call. But when all NBA players are strong, so when a smaller player like a Steph Curry just pushes people out of the way and uses his strength, he's allowed to use the full variation of his strength, and that's not bad. But obviously, big guys are stronger, and it takes that advantage away from them. So I would be frustrated too. However, you just can't act like that. You have to. That's part of it. Like,
there's two sides to the coin. I do agree that flopping is a huge contributor to this. The guys, especially, like, you have tons of guys not even playing defense. They're just trying to draw charges now.
Yeah. Anderson Varejao, that was his job, was to flop for the Cavs and the Warriors.
Your designated flopper. It's like, man, it just doesn't feel like basketball sometimes. There was a play yesterday. Kyle Lowry was just sprinting down the court alongside Fred VanVleet, and he was just like digging his like head and stuff like into his back and like trying to fall over and stuff. And it's like, dude, like, stop trying to draw a foul. And like, I think he got the call. Like, he even drew a foul just like out of falling into him. It's like, this is not basketball. No. Like, I thought you guys were basketball players. Like, you're just turning into prima donna entertainers sometimes.
Oh yeah, and they're just like they just use the rules against them. That's why that. Granted, the NBA has taken steps that the Dwayne Wade rule, that one where they can't jump into players now, and what was that other the rule they did 2 years ago that changed?
The continuation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like now you can't like cross anymore, even though like there's a way. The only way to do it, like if their hand is in there, you can't just. D'Lo does it all the time, but there's ways to
guys
do
are still doing it because you could draw fouls still, and they're like, well, it's worth it to get us closer to the bonus, even if we're not getting the free throws directly. Like, they're still doing it. There's still benefit. So
this is something the NBA is trying to get. They just have to. They can't just say no flopping. There's very specific moves that they have to say. You can't do this. This type of foul means this now. So like, they're doing what they can, but NBA players are smart. They're gonna do whatever they can to abuse the rules.
They just keep finding ways to loophole the system, and I don't know. I just find it annoying that like basketball players can't just play basketball. Mm-hmm. Like, half this shit. And most of these players have played street ball. Like, they grew up playing street ball, or like a lot of them I know have like we have, but I don't understand why they do all this flopping shit, knowing if they did that back home, they would get punched in the mouth.
Yeah. Or At the very least, it would just mean nothing. But yeah, it's taking.
Or like
that
people would just be
physicality.
like, "Oh, you're out here dancing around." It's like, just play basketball. I mean, that's honestly, I used to hate the man more because of his decision to go Golden State, but I've really become a big fan of Kevin Durant lately because he just plays ball. He goes up and he shoots it over your ass. He talks shit to you, and he goes back and plays solid defense or does his best. So he just plays ball. He doesn't worry about flopping over or any of that other garbage.
Right, that's right. But it's a tough thing for centers. We'll see. What they do.
Hey guys, be sure to like and subscribe this video if you loved it, and give us a hateful comment if you did not like it, since they got rid of the dislike feature on YouTube.